back to Real Teens Real Talk. My name is Holly, and today we're discussing LGBTQ rights. And our panel for today is...
My name is Lauren Killian. I'm a sophomore cinematography major at Point Park University. My hobbies are poetry, basketball, music.
My name is Oriana. I'm a junior at Sweet Home High School, and my hobbies are anything that has to do with music.
And I'm Holly, and my hobbies are performing arts and writing. LGBTQ is an acronym that starts for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or queer, and is used to designate a community of people whose sexual and gender identities can create a shared political and social concern.
One of those political concerns turned into a in 2010. It was called McMillan versus Itawamba County School District. And what happened was a girl named Constance wanted to go to prom with her girlfriend, and the school wouldn't let them in. And if they went in separately and had like slow dance together, they were going to kick them out. And it turned into such a huge problem that they talked about canceling prom completely for everyone. And long story short, they filed a court case and they won the court case. But in the end, like, it's still a problem to me because the fact that even now, that's still happening. And we just made marriage legal, so I don't understand what's so wrong with prom. It's prom.
Just be able to be yourself. Like, I don't understand. As long as you're not hurting anyone and yourself, like, then just be yourself. Everyone should just deal with it. Like,
and prom, come on, y'all. Those are kids. Those are kids.
Like, prom is supposed to be like a great time in your life, and
like,
just because your sexual identity is like,
it only happens once a year. It's not that serious. Mm-hmm. But like one of the problems is the people hosting the prom, which is the school, and I think the problem is that they're so old-fashioned and they just can't understand that, okay, when you were growing up, maybe it was considered wrong, but right now, it's fine. So you need to get out of your head and take a look at reality itself.
And a lot of people, they still living with that kind of olden day mentality, right? Because I know a lot of the homes, when I remember I had took a trip out to Texas. I was in Texas probably about 5-6 years ago. And I went into a high school, one of my good friends that was out there, I was visiting them. And I remember we had walked into the high school, and now he's gay, right? This is a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
I actually work with him. He moved to Buffalo now, and I walked into his school, and I remember I was talking with the principal, and I guess he had got in trouble for kissing his boy, right, in front of the principal. He said there was nothing wrong. Listen, he said there was nothing wrong with what he did, but he did it in front of him. He thought it was disrespectful. But that goes to show him that a lot of stuff is underlined. It was more than just you did it in front of me, and I think
okay, people kiss in the hallways all the time.
I know. I just think, okay, if you have an opinion, fine, but don't sit there and disrespect other people for their beliefs and opinions.
No. Not even that. An opinion is something like, I prefer tea over coffee. Right. I think that gay people should die.
That's awful. Opinion. And I heard a priest say that once. I was like, you don't call yourself a priest. Don't call yourself a priest and religious and that you love God and tell me that you disrespect everybody and think they should go die because they're different than you. You are not a Armeni, and you need to think about your actions.
And you gotta think about it because even in the Bible, Jesus partied with the sinners, you know?
Yeah.
Jesus hung out with the thieves and the stealers and, you know, the crack addicts, the gays, the bisexuals, you know?
Literally, I don't, like, if you believe in God, I don't think if you're homosexual or LGBTQ, when you get to heaven, and you're like, okay, you know, this is my life, God's gonna be like, no, sorry, you can't come in, you're not straight, so. That's stupid! He's not gonna do that, it's dumb!
He's not going to strike you with lightning because you're gay, okay?
Like, that's not,
and that's people's mentalities now. They think you're gonna get struck down with lightning because you're gay. No, you're not. Like, you're just warped in the mind.
Right, and I think, well, at least for me, like I said, with like the Christian homes, a lot of people, they get hypocritical because they have a certain belief and they feel as though I should force that on somebody else, right? If we don't disagree, then you're different than me. Get away from me. Why are you next to me?
It is. I know people with that attitude, and it's awful. It's an awful attitude to have. You know, how are you gonna enjoy life if you put yourself in this box? You don't get to explore other people and what they believe. You just sit there and go, okay, well, I believe this, and if you don't, no.
Right.
Like, that's like, why?
Yeah, well, I don't have to agree with you for you to be my friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We might not like the same things. We might not chill in the same circles, but you're still my friend. You're still my friend. Yeah.
I mean, the problem is people think they're better than everyone, even though we're all going to die later on. So I don't know what makes you think you're better than me.
And like I said, we all bleed the same color. We all bleed the same blood, you know what I mean? There's not much difference between us.
I remember there's this one interesting thing that caught my attention. Alabama passed this law, and it was called the Religious Freedom Bill, and apparently it's about protecting faith-based agencies. So these faith-based agencies get to choose who they give the kids to, right? Well, they could easily just be like, well, you're gay, so we can't give our kids to you. Like, they're preventing gay people from adopting, or like any, I don't like that. That's awful.
Absolute bull. Because we have a constitution that gives you the freedom of religion. So why do you need to have another religious freedom? Like, you already have it. This is America.
And any other agency who isn't really faith-based could easily just be like, oh, well, we're religious over here, so nah, you gotta go somewhere else, buddy. This ain't for you. Like, that's really? Like, I don't.
And like I said, when Obama was running the country, right? And it happened in 2015 when, they had 7 states that already legalized marriage, and it was right on the rest. And Obama approved it, he gave his approval. And a lot of people ridiculed him, like, why did you do that? You're a Christian. And he said, this is not for me and my home. I have to run a nation. I have to run a country. So it's different. It's my belief, and it's their belief. They have a way of life for themselves, This is the land of the free. That's our principle. So, yeah, he was supporting that.
All right, well, when we get back, we're going to have more to say on this whole issue. We got a lot of stuff. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
But you gotta pay attention to them, gotta pay attention to them. What they doing? Real teens, real talk.
Hi, welcome back to Real Teens, Real Talk. I'm your co-host, Holly, and today we are talking about LGBTQ rights. Oriana actually has a story about a school in Amherst.
Okay, so in East Amherst School, I believe, there was these 2 girls, and they were going to prom as friends, not as friends. And the school would not let them in because they were the same sex. And my problem is kind of bouncing off the whole marriage thing, is why, even though we've legalized same-sex marriage, why it doesn't seem like the problem's getting worse.
And that. I don't get why we can't all just let people live their lives. Like, what's it to you if somebody wants to do that?
It's like people get offended by someone else's decision, even though it's not doing anything to you.
People, though, are just so offended these days. Like, I don't they're so offended, and it actually makes me offended now when people are so offended. Like, I mean, on Facebook and YouTube and everywhere, I mean, you could say, hey, that plant is green, and someone would go, well, what about all the other plants? Or you have to say it's green and not all these other colors, and well, that offends me because you just told me that was, what about the brown in that plant?
And I like what you said too, because I feel that way too, because I'm offended when somebody get offended. And a lot of people, they live life so serious.
They do.
Everything touch on their skin, everything like bothers them. They have to point out the differences in everybody.
Yeah.
That's
it's stupid. It's dumb. I don't understand. I really don't.
And it's always those people who think they're better than everyone who have to point everything wrong with you out.
Yep.
If I point something wrong with you out, you're gonna get a whole attitude about it.
Right.
So why do you think you can do it to me?
Yeah. Actually, back to, I have a thing to say about a personal story about the rights for the LGBTQ community. It's kind of funny, because I was on the bus and I was talking to my friend, and she's homosexual. This kid in the back, and I don't think he was doing it to be hating, but the fact that he said it made me angry. So he said he didn't like gay people. So I turned around and said, hey, dude, hope a rainbow pukes on you. He stopped talking to us after that, Because I like to use colorful phrases to do that, because I don't like when people take things very seriously and go like, oh, go kill yourself. Like, that's rude. Like, don't say that to someone. And everybody does that. So I'm just like, well, there, I can say that, and now you'll shut up, and I don't have to feel guilty. Everyone's happy.
And that takes me to another story I was reading. I had read it. It was in a newspaper article about a year ago. and it was about a family that had a son. He was growing up. He was about 8 or 9. They said he started exhibiting signs. Now this is a boy, a little boy. He liked to play with dolls. He liked to dress up like girls and stuff like that. So the parents, they was confused. So they told him, you can't do that, you're a boy. And they took the stuff away from him, they took the dolls away from him, and the boy would cry.
Yeah,
they said the boy was miserable. He couldn't live his life. They said it was nothing we can do to help him. They took him to doctors and all that, but he wanted to be that way. And they told him, you can't dress up that way. And about when the boy turned 11, he killed himself. He committed suicide. They said, why? We don't know why he did that. And I think
we don't know why.
But that's a hard situation. If you have a son or you maybe have a daughter that wants to be like a female or a boy who wants to be a girl who wants to be a boy who might feel as though they're a girl. How do y'all go about that if y'all children came up to y'all and said, hey mom, I don't feel right in this body, you know?
Yeah.
Well, like, what would y'all say to them in that equation? Because that's a tough situation, I think.
I think it's easier like said than done when you think about it, you know, because like we could sit here all day and be like, well, just let your child do what they want, but it's not our child in the end.
Yeah.
And you could easily hear that, but when you're actually in that situation, I think you should let your kid like do that. But on the other hand, like when you're a parent and you've grown up with this kid as like your little girl or your little boy for years and years, and then they're like, you know what, I don't feel right. It is very hard to just accept that, but you do have to be careful because like they could really take it to the next level.
Right.
Yeah.
To the next level.
I mean, I personally, like, if my child were to tell me that they felt they were a guy or a girl, like, I personally am a very accepting person.
Well, yeah.
So the first thing I'm going to do is tell you I accept you, because I'm not going to just throw you out because you feel a certain way. And then next, I like to be a very logical person. So I would look up like everything like gender fluid and different things, because like I want to know like what goes on in your mind, what's wrong, because I know a lot of people have dysphoria and different things, and I just think you need to. There's just like a line between like not knowing and then just plain being ignorant.
Right, because you got to think about it. Just even with Bruce Jenner, he's what, Caitlyn. Sorry.
No,
okay, Caitlyn now.
Don't be offended.
You can't tell me that this girl now, right, this woman, didn't feel the way she felt. You know what I'm saying? To do a full body transformation, that's not something you just make up with overnight. Like, oh, today I want to be a girl, guys. Let me go get it.
Feel that way.
You have to actually feel that way.
Yeah.
You understand what
I mean, you have to be actually psychologically messed up if one day you just woke up and were like, you know what? I'm gonna do this today, right now, no thought about it. Just change me. Like I feel like I feel like that's not very logical at all. So I mean, of course anybody would think about it.
But it's something that grows within time. So it's like just like Holly said, you're not gonna just wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I think I'm gonna be a girl now, guys. No.
and it takes a lot of strength, because being gay or bisexual, transsexual, transgender in America, you go through a lot of persecution. A lot of people look at you funny. So, and that's why a lot of people are considered in the closet. That's where the term came from, because they don't want to come. They don't want to tell nobody.
Of course.
Right.
When we come back, we'll have more to say on this topic.
But you gotta pay attention to them, gotta pay attention to them. What they doing? Real teens, real
Hi, welcome back to Real Teens, Real Talk. I'm your co-host Holly, and today we are discussing LGBTQ rights. Loren actually has an interesting topic he'd like to talk about. Yeah,
because just as recently we heard that Keke Palmer came out that she was actually lesbian. And she had shot a video a while back that was called I Don't Belong to You. And it was basically, it created speculation. Now, she did this video before she came out and said, I'm lesbian, right?
Yeah.
And in the video, it was her, she was with a guy. And at the end of the video, she left him. And then she went, and then she arrived at this girl house at the end of the video, and then kind of went to black. Right, and everybody was, what's going on? She left a guy for a girl, like, what's going on? That's when she came out, and then she said, yeah, I am in fact lesbian. But she said, does it matter if I'm gay, if I'm lesbian, if I'm bisexual? She said, I don't want to be labeled. And something that important that she says, I don't have to explain myself to anybody because I'm always changing. And all of us, we all process of changing. And I respect her for coming out, man.
I do. It doesn't
I
change
respect
my opinion about her, because I actually, when I was a kid, I used to watch her on that one show she was on, you know, and it doesn't change the way I feel. I think she's a great actor and just a great person, you know, and I respect her for what she did, but it doesn't make me, you know, I think anybody who's smart and a good person wouldn't be like, well, now I'm not sure how I feel about her now. Like, you know, I feel the same way as I do. I just now, you know, now I know something else about her.
Right, and you know, a lot of times in life we label ourselves.
Yeah.
If somebody say, "Oh yeah, I'm not that good at this. I'm this type of person. I'm shy. I don't have much to offer. I'm not that talented." You know, we label ourselves, right? I don't know if you ever seen somebody who did a certain particular talent, or maybe they participated in some sort of event. Maybe they believe a certain thing. You see them, they say, "Oh, dear, that girl, that's that girl that sing." We labeled her now. We already, not that it's a bad label, but certain people start to take on bad labels. Now Keke Palmer might become the, "Oh, that's the girl that's lesbian. Remember she came out?" Now she's labeled. Now it's a tag on her. So, and I think that's what she's trying to avoid. But it's hard when you live in America not to be labeled. You know what I mean?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, no one can be labeled because we're all skyscrapers. Like, you can't keep people in a box.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a jump right out of that box. I don't got time.
And like she said, we continuously changing. We continuously changing.
Keep growing.
Yeah, about what you said, I have a couple friends who were in a situation in this one class. I wasn't in there because I'm not on like their team. It's a weird situation my school has, but you know, anyway. There was this kid who was like talking about me, like we're not friends, he doesn't know me, but whatever. I like to wear a lot of dark colors. I'm just Holly. I don't call myself goth or emo or normal. I'm just Holly. That's just what I do. Right, so my friends know that. And this one kid was talking about me with his friend, and he was like, "I mean that goth chick?" And then Mary, my one friend, and she's okay with it, she went up to him and she's like, "Do you know her?" And she like was like, and I was like, "Oh my god." She's like, "Do you know who she is? Do you know what Holly does?" And she like got in his face, and I was like,
I have a similar story like that. So I started like getting into more like I guess goth fashion in 8th grade, and instead of calling me goth, like I don't understand why, but a lot of people call me, "Oh, you mean that Satanist chick?" I'm not a Satanist. Like I don't understand where you're deriving that from.
And if you are part of like any culture, especially when people are like, "Oh, you must worship the devil," like what? What do you mean?
And that kind of takes you to there was a girl in the church. She had a bad belief about Russian people because, you know, I don't know if you know, Russian people kind of take the label as very aggressive, very over the top, and very hot-headed, right? Yeah. And I remember she said, you know, I didn't like Russian people, and I remember one of the pastors of this particular church said, "Well, why don't you get to," because there was another Russian lady in the congregation, so why don't you get to know her? But long story short is they end up getting to know each other and they best friends for like 20 years. And I just want people to know, like, you're gonna miss out on a lot of good relationships. You might miss out on the love of your life. You might miss out on a good friend, a good teacher.
Just because of ignorance.
Right, just because of ignorance, because you labeled them. So, that needs to stop.
I have a strong, like, belief that labels are awful. Like, anybody who, like, is my friend or anything, they know that, and they're always, like, my one friend actually called me emo once, and I'm like, no. I was like, you disrespect. And then he was like, "I know it triggers you," and I'm like, "Stop it!" Just stop it.
I agree.
You know, so I think that labels are awful, and you shouldn't do that to anyone, regardless if they're straight or LGBTQ. You know, just don't do it. Label them as a human being, because that's what they are, and that's it.
Some of my best friends are gay and lesbian, so you can miss out on so much fun with them if you just label people like, "Oh, you're lesbian. That means you're gonna kiss me. Stay away from me." That's people's mentality.
It's not true, and I don't understand. Yeah, it is people's mentality, but it isn't like accurate at all. So many of my friends like are gay, and they don't go. They know like I'm straight, so they don't go up to me and go, "Hey, you wanna come to my house?" Like no, because they're still human and they still have brains. Yeah. Like I mean. They're just different than, you know, we're all just different.
And a lot of people, when they get labeled, they feel less. But just to the people watching, we have value, no matter, because if I might put on some designer, maybe some Gucci, maybe some Versace, no Louis Vuitton. Now I have value. But value comes just from who we are. You know, the creator of the universe breathed his life into all of us. So we all have natural value. So we shouldn't label each other.
And then like one more problem is when you label people, people feel the need to live up to that label.
Right.
And that's like when peer pressure and bullying come in. And that's one reason we just need to get rid of labels completely. Because you can't just keep someone in a box.
Right.
You can't keep yourself in a box either. I would know. When I started like dressing in more dark colors and stuff, I did for a really long time. And then finally I was like, but why though? Like, what if one day I want to wear red? Is that bad? Like, no, it's not, because you're just yourself.
Yeah.
And then people do still label you though after that, and they're like, you're wearing red? What? What is this? Is it an apocalypse?
Yeah.
Come on. Like, no, it's not. And don't you go anywhere, we'll be right back.
But you gotta pay attention to them, gotta pay attention to them. What they doing? Real teens, real talk.
Hi, welcome back to Real Teens, Real Talk. Today our topic was LGBTQ rights, equal or not, and I want to highlight and give everyone a chance to say their final thoughts before we end. So, Loren?
Right. I think we have a lot of growing to do in America. We got a lot of growing to do. And I think we just need to find common ground. Even to the people watching at home, go around to the people who may be different than you, might not have the same agreements with. Find some common ground with them. Find something that's alike. Find some people who may be different than you, but find some alikeness between you. And I think that'll make you change your opinion about them.
I definitely agree with Lauren, and also anyone who is struggling with their identity or coming out the closet, just my biggest thing is just don't be ashamed of yourself. You're not an abomination to anything. And also don't let people label you, because as far as I'm concerned, you are yourself. You're not, like, you can't be labeled.
I want to say just be yourself. Like, just do what you want to do, because anyone who really, really loves you and cares about you will accept you. And they're not going to sit there and label you if, like, you're LGBTQ or whatever you want to call yourself, and then you do something that apparently doesn't fit your label. Well, they're not going to care because they love you and they accept you. You know, and I think that people really need to realize that. And no more hate, down with that. Just accept and respect each other. Even if you're so ignorant that you can't like someone or see past, you know, their sexual orientation or whatever, just respect them, because we're all human. Don't forget to check us out, Real Teens, Real Talk, on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m.
And don't forget to check our sister show, the DJ Starr Show, here on Channel 20, 10 p.m.
Real teens, real talk, but you gotta pay attention to them, gotta pay attention to them. What they doing? Real teens, real talk. What they doing? What they doing? Real teens, real talk. Hey, what they doing? What they doing? Real teens, real talk, but you gotta pay attention, gotta pay attention to them.